ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week on this Monday. It's me, the GREG. Welcome to Raw Talk. Sorry, my headset just messed up there. Welcome to Raw Talk. Sorry about that. Joined, of course, by my forever rival, Matty Luther DeKang. Mr. Matt.
What
how you doing today, sir?
Doing all right. Hope everybody had a wonderful, relaxing weekend. We're right back at it again. It's another work week, and it's another wrestling week. And we starting it off with some Raw talk, even though we don't really got much to talk about.
Really? Shit to say about Raw right now. Only the two matches that we learned of last week. Nothing else has really been announced or revealed,
right,
or even teased. So, before getting to that, real quick, we had two pay-per-views or PLEs, however you describe them, over the weekend. And both of them are pretty damn good. Pretty damn great shows. TNA No Surrender on Friday. And then by the time that was over, you had time to get some chores done, some late night laundry, prep the food for the next day, because 6 hours later was the Elimination Chamber in Australia, in Perth. Man, considering this didn't have any world title matches on it, or really only had there were two title defenses, both from the Judgment Day.
Right.
I guess there's a third one. They did add a late pre-show match with the Kabuki Warriors defending their gold. But we didn't get the IC title defended or the US title defended or any of the world titles. The chambers were pretty damn good.
Yeah, I was able to watch see the women's one in clips. I still need to go back and watch it. It did feel good to wake up to see how the people do overseas. It was pretty interesting to wake up early in the morning and boom, wrestling is on. All right, cool. I literally just got up and went right into the next room. Just walked into the living room, grabbed my blankie, and curled right back up and watched the men's chamber.
Like back in the good old days, back when they had all the old Saturday morning wrestling shows.
Right, it's just just watch the Saturday morning wrestling again. So I enjoyed that. It was a great reprieve because I didn't watch SmackDown whatsoever the night before because I knew it was taped. I'm not watching this. I already know what happens.
Yeah, it really ain't no reason.
But I got up Saturday morning
you popped into our fantasy chat and it's taped, so here's the points. Just don't bother me.
I super took the night off. I was like, I'm not watching wrestling. I was like, I am not watching WWE at all. I will watch. I was like, I'm watching TNA. And TNA put on a good ass show. I didn't win the predictions at all, but they put on a good old show.
I tied once, once out of two. That's not bad, We do have a new prediction champion as far as
I did better on the chamber than I did for TNA. TNA, I was way horrible.
To be fair, the chamber was a lot easier to predict. That was we pretty much all picked the same ship. It is good afternoon to you, Cookies. How you doing today, brother? What's going on, Reggie?
What up,
you don't even know if you won yet, Reggie. Don't worry about it. Yeah, y'all find out on Thursday.
I found out on Thursday.
So let's start with the TNA show. This, of course, stop doing that. I want it to be a surprise. Good Lord. It started out before the show even happened. Fightful sent out this video that was later sent out by TNA's official channel, which was very strange. Where the whole locker room comes out and they kind of talk to the audience about what's going on, and they don't really say Scott's name. Eric Young is out there. He just says, change. It's one of the only things you can really expect in life.
Oh my!
And
goodness.
sometimes, like I'm paraphrasing, it's like
yeah, the fact they put that on their channel is weird in itself without saying his name. Like that's as bad as the Vince. Like when Vince retired and he came, thank you, Vince. That's just as bad as that.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if that was like, you guys should go out there and make these people less mad at us. But he goes out there and he says that, and he says, when you lose part of your family, and we are a family, and when you lose something like that, and you have to go on with, you have two options. You can sit with them and sulk and be upset, or you can move forward. So we're gonna move forward. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I mean, it's either that or you go under. Like you only have two options.
You either move on or you get fired. Oh wait, y'all want to move? Y'all want to get fired? No, they're gonna make y'all stay.
They're just gonna ice those contracts. It is outside of that. It did feel a little weird. And we've heard more people talk about it. But it outside of that strange opening, really great matches. The only one that really, there were two that like you could have just had these on TV.
Yeah.
And one was a Khan versus PCO, which was like a 3-minute. It was literally enough time for you to go to the bathroom and grab a beer. That was it. It was enough time for you to do that. And then it ended in a DQ. And Kenny damn near won off of that match. He was so close.
Damn.
Oh man. If he had said that he dives onto the floor and didn't hit Khan, he would have won. But unfortunately he said like 50-50 or like 70-20 or 70-30. So
the one time I say Legos, the Legos don't happen. And then the time I did say it, they actually, and I take it back, they happen.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then, we had Josh Alexander taking on Simon Gotch.
That definitely could have been that should have been a match that should have been on the day after.
Yeah.
Like when they're doing the Impact tapings, that definitely should have been an Impact taping match.
Yeah, obviously nothing against Josh. Nothing against Simon either. It's just like there wasn't really a ton of build to it, and it just
the feud wasn't even PLE worthy yet. It hadn't reached that point to even be on pay-per-view.
Yeah, it literally, what was it? A few weeks ago was when that aired.
Yeah,
that blind attack from the crowd, and that went longer than most matches on the card. That went almost 17 minutes. Did not need to go that long.
Oh no,
That's
7 minutes too long. If anything, give us 10 minutes.
It outside of those though, a really great show. We got to see the Rascals take on Speedball Mountain, as they're called now. And Macklin is joining the Rascals as this like trio, which is cool. That's an interesting idea for right now.
He definitely doesn't smoke. He does.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing he's out there just getting lit with them. I don't see that happening. We saw Eric Young beat Frankie Kazarian. For some reason, this was like a TNA World Championship #1 contenders match.
We didn't even have this in our predictions because it was so last minute, and then they decided to even be extra and make it a #1 contenders match.
Yeah, really. What the fuck?
Not needed.
Yeah, but it's either this or the main event or the match of the night. ABC and the Grizzled Young Vets in the third of 2 out of 3 falls match.
My favorite match of the night.
Whoo-wee! Them boys can go.
Doomsday Device through the ropes. Oh my god! I thought they killed Ace Austin. He basically got turned inside out. Mm-hmm. He got destroyed. I just knew they were going to lose. I just knew ABC was going to lose after that.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked that I picked them, but I was kind of shocked that they didn't do the switch. As far as I'm aware, is UIV sticking around? I think I saw that they're involved in the latest tapings. So
Mm-hmm.
I think they're sticking around. So, why not? But it was great. Ace of Bay are amazing. I would say they're the best tag team in the world at this moment. That's just me. I think, just really crisp, great high flying stuff. They can get technical when they need to, and they're just two really entertaining dudes, really exciting guys to watch. And then GYV, good God, if you haven't seen the other matches they had with them leading up to this, I recommend you watch them, but you don't have to. This is definitely the best out of the three. Man, it's it's tough because WWE let these guys. They just didn't do anything with them. I don't understand.
I don't know if I said it in the chat or not. I was like, I still can't believe. I just can't believe that the Grizzled Young Vets were stuck as the schism. Like they had this legit gimmick.
They did.
UK brought it over to regular NXT and HB. I don't know what HBK was on that day because he took them out of what they were in their pure element of what we saw on Friday night and made them some bullshit to the point that they're like, "This ain't us. We want to go." And
Thank you, Tito. By the way, sorry, Matt. Thank you, Tito, for doing that. Cookies, don't be asking questions. Reggie, if you answer that, you're kicked out of predictions for the next 3 shows. We do it on Thursdays. Thank you, Tito. Good looking out. Sorry, go back to your point.
Oh, but no, it's just I can't believe HBK dropped the ball, especially with the shape that the tag division is in at the moment in NXT. Yeah. Like,
not only that, so we lose them, and then you break up Jensen and Briggs.
Yeah.
Right. And then you send others. You get the Creeds are gone. They're up to Raw, and your current tag champions. One of them has just moved to SmackDown.
And OTM is basically being used as a vehicle to push Jada Parker.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
and do nothing with Gallus. Yeah, I mean that tag division just there was a short time ago we were like, this is a great tag division. And now it is just terrible.
They added the freaking club. They added the freaking club into this. Like a few years ago, last year that was New Day. We had New Day and Pretty Deadly. And even when New Day came down, the tag division was in still good shape. Now you have the club coming down there, and it's like, oh my goodness, this is garbage.
And maybe like Malik Blade and Idris Enofi would have been doing more. If I think Malik is the one that's hurt.
If either one of them, they are the top flight of NXT.
Yeah,
they stay hurt.
Yeah. They're fun to watch, but damn, they do not stay healthy. That's a good example. But yeah, go out of your way to watch. If you only watch one match on this show, watch the TNA Tag Team Championship match. It was incredible.
Yes.
After that, we had PCO and Khan, which was horrible. It just was. MK Ultra got their tag team titles back against Decay.
That shocked me.
Yeah, I think most of us went with Decay on that one.
I mean, I like it. I'm not mad.
No, it's just didn't see it coming.
Right.
Definitely caught us by surprise.
I like the hot potato-ness. I like being, if you're going to make a title be hot potato, make it that, because they have so many good, credible tag teams in TNA for the women that, hey, you can afford to hot potato this belt off. They showed up, K showed up, shocked everyone, beat MK Ultra. MK Ultra had time to reassess, get their rematch. Oh, we was ready. They was ready this time. Whoop that ass. There you go. Now they back. They had to prove themselves. They had to prove to everybody. And they gave us the best pin. We got to see the best pin in the world again. So shout out Kelly Cole.
Got to see Killer Kelly and Rosemary do the back and forth, which was
that
mesmerizing for
the
a lot of people.
The spooky scary.
The spooky sexy.
Yeah, the spooky, the fear boner deluxe.
But yeah, no, MK Ultra's great. I love them as a team. I'm glad Decay's not doing what they were doing before anymore because it wasn't.
It ran its course.
Yeah, that wasn't going to last long. Moose beat Alex Shelley to retain the TNA World Championship.
He better have.
Yeah, they're like and Shelley looked great. You know, I said on Twitter after the match, he's one of the greats. I consider him one of the greatest ever. But got to keep that belt on Moose for right now. And then we know we get to see Jordan Grace defend against Giselle Shaw. Giselle looks better every time she wrestles, but damn, she cannot win the big one. She just can't do it.
Sure can.
And we were actually closer on the, last time we did how long does Giselle's match go? We were pretty far off because we were like, 3-5 minutes. And it ended up being like way longer than that. This time it was 10:38. We were all pretty close. But I mean, she's gotten a lot better. Her and Jordan beat the absolute shit out of each other. I mean, they tore it down. So good for them. Hopefully, this should be the year Giselle. I think. It's time. It's time. My issue with it, which I think we'll get more into Thursday, they brought out Ash by Elegance for this match. Why are you bringing out the diva for the diva facing? Like, you're taking away from her thing to put it on. That I felt kind of bad for her. I'm sure they were fine with it, but I feel like that kind of took away from her what she is as a character.
Yeah,
and I don't know. We'll talk more about that on Thursday. The final match, the main event, surprisingly, was for the X Division Championship. And Mustafa Ali finally wins a major title.
Hell yes. I'm salty I picked Chris Sabin, but seeing his entrance, I was like, oh, damn. That should have told me right there he was winning because he still was following up with the whole like presidential gimmick. So he got the agents coming out with him. I'm like, oh, damn. And he looked good as hell with that belt on him now. Like, he looks perfect for the TNA X Division title.
Ali with the Shang Tsung cape.
Like,
yeah, looked like a damn evil villain.
Like, between you had Ali win, and then while we were sleeping, Dolph won a belt over in New Japan. So we out here, they out here winning. They don't need WWE. They out here winning belts. People love them.
What is it? The global title?
Yeah, the global.
He won? Yeah, good for him. I think you had originally called for him to interfere in the TNA Championship.
Yeah, did I saw? I was like, oh, yeah. I lost.
I was like, should I say something?
Nope.
Should I say it? No,
like, you can change your pick, and I saw Kenny change his to nobody. And I was like, oh well.
I mean, at that point, like, there's no reason to change tiebreakers. At that point, you might as well just change one of the other picks and try to win outright. Because changing the tiebreaker to what everybody else has, that's just a waste. That's not going to do anything for you. That's just how it is. But yeah, great show. Great.
So if I win, I win. Oh
well. Tito says Sabin and Shelley always screw us. That's true. It's you especially. You cannot pick the guns to save your life, Matt. It never works out for you. Matt has an anti-gun household, and it's not the kind of anti-gun you think.
Right.
It's a shame.
I'm all for shooting them. I just can't pick them.
So after that, we had the chamber. And again, I saw people getting all upset, and I'm sure we're going to have rants about it on Thursday. Right. I saw people hating on the Nia and the Rhea match.
Man,
It was good.
that match was good as hell and served a purpose. It did what it was supposed to do. If anything, just look at it as if Rhea is Hulk Hogan. That's how she basically kind of came out. Her entrance was all for her. She was the big baby face, even though she's supposed to be heel. She was the big baby face heel, showing up on her in her turf, letting them know that this was her place. This is her place. This was her. It did it. Nia looked good. She looked strong as hell. To Reggie's point, it was a good back and forth. Rhea had her moment. She slammed her ass, and she won. So, if anything, it's telling people get off Nia's back. She can wrestle, because if she couldn't wrestle, she wouldn't even been in that position. Forget if it was Rhea Ripley or not. If she was unsafe and all that, she would not be in the main event.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I think that was one of the longer matches of Rhea's title reign over the past year. They usually don't go too long.
It was a good advertising to lead us into WrestleMania.
Yeah, and also it showed what happens when she faces someone she's not a complete juggernaut against. You know, she had to fight from underneath for the first time in a very long time. But we now know. I thought it was a really fun main event. I think the crowd did too. They clearly enjoyed it. I think it's one of those things where like sometimes just don't listen to what people online are saying. That's a very small minority that just their shit gets shared around. But don't like if you haven't seen it yet, don't listen to that. Just kind of go watch it for yourself. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But don't just assume it sucks. Because we really liked it. We thought it was great. Outside of that, we also had Becky Lynch and Drew McIntyre winning the Chambers. Again, we all saw that coming.
I love the execution of Drew's win because, I mean, he literally picked up the pieces. He didn't do hardly anything. Everybody else did the work for him, and he just, all right, pin.
Yeah.
Claymore.
Just pick up the scraps, baby. That's all he has to do. Bobby Lashley with the most eliminations of the night at 4. They made Bobby stay strong, even though he's working with an injured arm, storyline wise. And yeah, Tita brings up a good point. On the women's side, Tiffany Stratton, my God.
She got
what a star. What a star. She didn't. I know you haven't watched the full match yet. Everything she did was great, and the crowd loved her to death. And I think Tito might have actually been the one to say it, that we're going to see Liv play up a little bit heel because someone has to do it because they only had Tiffany. And oddly enough, her biggest booed moment was when she eliminated Tiffany. Tiffany goes for the prettiest moonsault, and they turn it into something else, and then she pins her, and that crowd hated Liv.
Since the women's division is so deep now, WrestleMania season always excites me because you have so many women, and you got your title matches set. What are the rest of y'all about to do? Are we gonna have what are these undercard matches about to be? Because you still got Bianca. Who Bianca about to fight?
Yeah, and Bianca's on the she's on the posters and the images for Mania.
Like Bianca,
not Bailey.
Right, and keep putting Bianca up there, but Bailey is the Royal Rumble winner. So who is Bianca about to be fighting? Is she about to be fighting Jade? Are we gonna get Bianca Jade? Then at the same time, Bianca is undefeated. So who is supposedly I'm interested to see what's about to happen. There's so many women, and you can't have something like the Battle Royal. I don't want a Battle Royal. They could have a mid-card belt. They do need one. I saw someone on Twitter saying they need to bring in a women's intercontinental belt. I'd love to see that.
Yeah. Don't do two. Don't do one for each show. Just one going between all three brands. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I was about to say that, yeah, I think we might be getting Bianca and Tiffany Stratton. Which I think would be great if you're trying to, like, Tiffany could be the one to ruin her undefeated streak at Mania.
Right.
But we could also do Tiffany and Naomi because she's also feuding with her a little bit. But there's a lot of talent here to the point where, yeah, like you said, it can't just be a battle royal. We're going to have a few women's matches on each night at this point. Whether it's for the tag titles, you know, what did they do last time? It was the you had a match to determine the number one contenders for the tag titles, and then the next night was a tag title match.
Right. What up, Kenny? Or even like I couldn't even remember. I was like, what was the other women's match last year? And then they put it up on YouTube. That Damage Control versus like Lita and Becky or whatever. I was like,
and Lita and Becky won I forgot all about that. Yeah, Lita and Becky were tag champs for like a day, and Lita got hurt.
I was like, oh goodness, that was the tag match at WrestleMania. Yeah, I definitely erased that out of my mind.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they have enough to make. Maybe you can do no more contenders matches at Mania. Something. But yeah, we have enough to where, like, all right, let's start adding more women's matches to these cards because you have the talent. You absolutely have the talent. Tiffany was amazing. I hate to give him credit. I hate to give him credit. I even got texted about him today by a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, was asking me, "Hey, is Logan Paul like a real wrestler?" Like,
yeah, one of the best.
Unfortunately, he's one of the best on the roster. He's
better than,
as much as I hate to say it.
He up there with Kurt Angle.
This man brought a marker into the pod and wrote "Kevin sucks" backwards so the crowd could read it. I saw someone, it might have been somebody in one of our chats, say he reminded them of like 90s heel Shawn Michaels. He was like a real big goofy douchebag, but he always ends up winning. Which, you know what? It's kind of fair. I hate it. I hate it so much. But you can't deny the guy's great.
He is straight up 90. He's a toned down version of 97 DX HBK against the Authority. His Triple H is his boys that be in the crowd usually. But yeah, that's spot on. How much has he wrestled?
10 matches. I think he's had 10. I looked that up earlier today.
10
when I was texting my friend. 10 matches in 2 years. He's got that Roman contract deal apparently. But
and I mean the fact I always thought he was just good. I'm like, all right, he's decent. The fact they put the US title on him, I'm like, all right, so he gotta be good. And he went on like Logan Paul, he had HBK on his podcast, and HBK even was like, "Yeah, you're pretty good." And he asked him, "Okay, you think I could beat Roman Reigns?" Yeah, let's not get us ahead of ourselves now. That's all. Hey, you think I could beat Roman Reigns for the title now? No. You're good. No,
just stay where you are. You're fine. Yeah, Tito says he hates him, but he's good. That's how I think a lot of people feel. Like, because I remember a few years ago, we were like, "Who's better?" Someone asked the question, who's better, Logan Paul or Bad Bunny? And I was like, Bad Bunny. Fuck Logan Paul. I was incorrect. And I have to admit that, and it sucks. But we'll get into more of the detailed stuff from the pay-per-views Thursday. Before we get into Raw, there's a report out from Fightful Select. Former women's tag team champion Piper Niven is out with a possibly broken hand.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the thing here. A couple of months removed from the tag team title loss, One half of the former tag team champions, Piper Niven, has been sidelined from action. We're told Niven sustained a hand injury in the last month and hasn't been around as of late. The fear internally was that it was a broken hand. So she'll be out for a little bit. Not. I agree. Yeah. I guess we didn't talk about the ratings because they came out over the weekend. Right. Kofi Kingston is the highest rated of the New Day, and he has an 80. Big E and Woods at 78. The Profits at 76 and 74. Like, what the fuck is going on over there?
It is because we said last week the rating. I don't know if we said it on here or if we were talking about it in the chat that the ratings are basically a reflection of 2023. This is why I've been saying you need tag titles. Only like 2 tag teams are going to be worth a damn on that game. It's going to be KO and Sammy as singles, and it's going to be the Usos. Everybody else as a tag team is going to be nullified because there were no other titles. If you have the NXT champions are probably going to be right on par with a New Day.
Yeah, probably. I know that this is how they do it because I know how fucking video game developers think at this point. Because I stayed with the gaming through into my 30s because I'm a fucking dork. What they're gonna say is, hey, if you don't like these ratings, get the game and change them and prove us wrong. You know, show us what you think. Post what you have rated the New Day or whatever. Like put hashtag 2K24 bullshit. I can feel it. I can feel it now. That's going to be an issue because I always say the ratings don't matter really that much, but I've never seen people get so upset about them until this year. This year, people are furious about them.
It's just the ratings are getting worse, and I see like people like Kenny. Now it's like a lot of folks are mad. Not even Kenny. It's just Kenny's just included with all of them. A lot of folks are mad. Logan Paul is like one of the best rated wrestlers on there, but it's like when he's only had 10 matches in his career, and he had a match at WrestleMania, and then he won the title. So it's like, boom, 90. Yeah. Roman is Roman. He whatever his rating is. If he's 99, he should be 100.
Yeah,
Seth's
93. Like Bobby and Drew, I think are 89. They didn't win any titles. So they do that. But yeah, it's. I think I have a feeling that's what we're gonna see once the game is out. What rating did you give whoever in your save? Gunther is 89. So now that's done. Let's get into Raw, and now they have 3 whole segments advertised.
Hey, we didn't even have a show. We had 2 matches, y'all.
Earlier when we started, it was just 2. Now we got a 3rd. So starting off, we're gonna have Sami Zayn taking on Shinsuke Nakamura for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why we're doing this feud.
Oh yeah, I forgot they were doing that match. Okay, yeah, whoopee.
Yeah. Sammy says he wants to reclaim his elite spot on the grandest stage of them all. Well, you were in the main event spot of night 1 last. That's not happening this year.
That's not... You're gonna get a WrestleMania match, my boy.
Yep, Logan Paul's higher than Gunther. See, that's where I'm like, really? Okay, Gunther probably should have been like 92, 91.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a 600 plus day reign. It's pretty stupid that he's not. But so yeah, Sammy, for some reason, we're gonna do him and Nakamura tonight. I guess because Nakamura's also got nothing else to do. We're gonna see a street fight between the New Day and Imperium. Supposedly, this is gonna be the way to finally end this feud. I'm not entirely sure if that's true. But it should be a fun one. I would think you give it to the New Day tonight, but it could go either way. Imperium kind of needs to have more wins, but also New Day needs to be respected. So
Yeah.
I don't know who wins this one. It should be a good one though. It should be really exciting. And then finally, the last match is Cody taking on Grayson Waller. So Cody was on the Chamber along with Seth from the Grayson Waller effect, and apparently shit got heated. So now we're gonna have a match. Also, you know, as we've always said, the brand split really doesn't matter.
I was about to say, brand split be damned. All right.
Where the fuck is that brand split going? Let's be real. Do you think Sammy could be the face of the company and be Universal Champion? They could have done it last year. That would. Sorry, go ahead.
If they were actually treating that title like a hot potato title, he could have already been a former world champion by now. But nope.
Yeah, like you gotta like remember, like we've had some pretty terrible world champions.
Right.
People that have held the WWE title, terrible champions. So Sammy, I can see it. But they weren't taking it off Roman to give it to Sammy. That was going to be Cody or The Rock. And you know, now it's been a whole other year of this shit where I'm like, I wish they did put it on Sammy because at least it would have been more interesting to me. You know, we'll have more fun with it. I think Sammy might be a world champion one day within the next year or two, possibly.
Yeah.
But he has lost a lot of his popularity through no fault of his own. It's just after the tag title loss, they didn't do anything with him.
All right, they rode the wave and then they just let the wave die. They didn't even let him get anything. They were like, "Yep, and you're done."
Yeah. So yeah, that you know, I could see it just because there was a point in my life where I was like, "There's no way Rey Mysterio is going to be a multi-time WWE World Champion." The only difference is I think Rey's a way bigger name than Sammy is. Way bigger. That's what he has on his side. But you never say never.
Yeah, they have that in their back pocket because I mean, KO is only a one-time former champion. So if KO can be champion, Sammy can be champion. Maybe one day.
Isn't that crazy that he's only had one world title in his entire run? Isn't that insane?
Like, yeah.
I think one of them is winning Money in the Bank this year.
It needs to happen.
This year, Money in the Bank is in Canada. It's in Ontario.
Oh yeah, they're definitely.
So one of them is winning that Money in the Bank, probably. They might fail to cash in.
I mean, we still have our Money in the Bank. It was probably, I don't know. Seth, in that segment that we were just talking about, Seth brought up that he is weeks away from being cleared. Me being me, I'm like, all right, that was dumb to announce because as soon as you get cleared, I am binking you with that briefcase and I am cashing in since you just announced when you're returning.
Is that why he hasn't cashed in on Seth? Is it because he's not cleared?
Apparently, like in an interview a few weeks ago, Damian Priest, because I even was wondering why haven't you just jumped him? He said because he's not medically cleared, he can't have a match with him. I was like, oh, okay. Now Seth saying, "Oh, I'm about to be medically cleared." All right, you just put a hit out on you. You just put the hit on yourself, Seth.
Yeah,
we gonna need some points. I need somebody as champion.
I appreciate them clarifying it at least as why he hasn't, because Seth's been at Raw almost every week since the Rumble.
Right.
Like you've had your chances, but okay, if they've explained it, then okay, it makes sense. That's fine. That's understandable. Bronson Montez too. Yeah, Tez clearly, you know, wants to try the solo thing. So
if they really want to do something to mess everything up, Seth and Theory just had that happen. Seth is getting close to being cleared. Seth can beat Theory. Damian Priest could come out and cash in. Or Theory can lose and in a fit of rage, whoop Seth's ass. And then Damian Priest can cash in. And then WrestleMania can be Drew versus Priest. Seth versus Theory. Because Seth don't got nothing to do.
Or
Seth can go home. Or he can fight, be with Cody and fight Rock. And
or it's a triple threat for the world title. And since Seth's hurt, he didn't have to be in the match much. He can just get knocked out for a bit, come in, fire up, knock out again. Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird. I feel kind of bad for Priest, who's also getting a lot of weird hate online nowadays, and I don't know why. I don't know. He's so boring. He doesn't do anything. Like, what the fuck are y'all watching?
Did y'all not watch him as Punishment Martinez? Because what he's doing now is way better than what he did as Punishment Martinez. Like, he didn't
absolutely.
He wasn't even this animated. Like,
part of the reason that the Truth stuff was so great is because the Priest was like his foil, his direct opposite. Like,
right.
That works because he did it so well. Like, they both played their parts. I don't know. I think people just
don't let bisexual Undertaker. They don't like bisexual Undertaker because of his hair. That's because they ain't got no hair. They just mad because his weave is better than theirs. That's all.
That might be it. Well, Matt, I think that's about it for tonight. There's nothing else on the card for Raw yet, so we'll see.
Triple H fell asleep, so he's writing the show as we speak.
He's getting them the old man naps in. Those are real good. Those are
right.
Man fell asleep in the recliner. You can follow us, folks, on Facebook.com/UnderTheRingPod and Twitch.tv/UnderTheRingPod. Also at Linktree/UnderTheRingPod, where you will see our links. I'm at Greg Bush SK. We've got Kenny in the chat at RockRibs44. The teacher man, Mr. Mike Jones at Mr. Freshbeard. My forever rival, Matty the King Luther at The Right Answer. We got our street team captain also in the comments, Tito at Boreal Maliente. And last but not least, our good dear friend and local news correspondent, Justin D. Baxley. We will be back tomorrow you have a great night, Kenny. We'll be back tomorrow to talk Raw, to get, some previews on NXT. And, fingers crossed, no more bullshit comes out. But
right, no crazy news, just good news.
You never know anymore. At this point, it's just you just kind of hope and pray.
Right.
Raw or something else, basketball, whatever. Have a good one.
Shout out to Frank Thomas.
And Don Imus.
And Don Imus.